Okay, tonight we're going to look at the FCM 50T. This is a French heavy tank, and it's a premium tank, so it costs roughly $50 US. And, you know, lately there's been a lot of question. I had somebody when I was playing yesterday, they're like, why on earth would you buy an FCM 50T of all the tier 8 premiums available? And I didn't have a good comeback for him, aside from, it's fun. Well, it's not as fun as it used to be, so I'm going to kind of go through a little bit of history with this tank and myself. When I started playing World of Tanks back in the spring of 2012, I went right down the French line. So the D1, the D2, the B1 Char, or Char B1, and the BDR, which was a horrible tank until it got fully elited. Horrible. It was a struggle for me to get through that, especially as a new player. And I kind of gave up on the line for quite a while. I played the game for almost a year without going back to the French line, but this year I decided to get the ARL, and I pushed through it, and I really enjoyed the ARL. And then I got the AMX M4 1945 heavy tank, and am getting pretty close here to unlocking the 5100. And so when Father's Day came around, my kids were like, hey, we want to get you something from World of Tanks, and what would you like to have? And I thought, boy, you know, I'd like to get a tier 8 premium. Any of them are cool, but I already had the JT88. I already had the Super Pershing, which I hated, so I wanted something a little different. But I also wanted something that was going to fit the line of tanks that I'm going down. Now, I could have gotten an IS-6, because as you can see on the screen here, I have an IS and an IS-3. But I already had a Churchill that trains those crews, so I didn't really need a premium tank there. But because I was going down the French line, I thought, well, you know, maybe I'll get the French tank. So that is the primary reason why I picked this tank. And I will say this, I got it in on Father's Day, and so when that 8.7 hadn't come out at that point, and we're up to 8.8 now, but back in the olden days before 8.7, many of the tanks that you went up against in Tier 8 did not have that much accuracy at distance. Some of them were accurate, but a lot of the SU 152s, ISU 152, IS-3, IS, you know, tanks that you ran up against, oftentimes at distance would miss you. This tank was quite a beast because it has a very fast firing gun. It's the 90mm DCA 45 that the French are famous for in World of Tanks. You have the ARL, you've got the M4, and then you've also got the 5100 that use this gun, and then the 5100 gets another gun after this, but it'll, for most of the grind, you're going to be using the 90mm again at Tier 8. So this is a gun that, you know, has a lot of penetration, 212, and does 240 damage. And on this tank, it fires 8 times a minute. So that's actually, you know, if you look at the AMX 1945, it's just under 7. ARL 44, it's under 6. So at 8, you're getting a decent, I mean, it's like every 6 or 7 seconds you're firing a shot that's going to penetrate 212 millimeters of armor. That's a pretty nice feature. So, and the tank also is very fast. So when you combine those two things, you had quite a sniper tank that played kind of like a medium tank, but it also played like a tank destroyer. But now that everybody has pinpoint laser accuracy at any distance, it's become quite an easy target because, like the other French tanks, the FCM 50T does not have very much armor. If we look at the armor ratings, let's take a look here. We have a lot of health, 1,500 hit points. Got 120s on the front and turret, but then 80s on the sides, 80 and 60 on the back. I mean, really, any medium tank, tier 5 and up, can pretty much penetrate this tank from the back and sides, and most of them can penetrate it from the front. So you have to rely on some of these angles to bounce, and it does bounce. And the tracks absorb shots frequently too. And I did get the enhanced torsion bar, the suspension, and that was to help those the tracks absorb a little more damage. They do get hit a lot, and I didn't want them breaking all the time, so that was one solution. This also, one of the nice things that this does have, as you can see, you can have the stabilizer, so you can kind of fire on the move, and you also have the gun rammer. And of course, I use the gun rammer to load faster. So carries 81 rounds. Actually, carries 91 rounds of ammunition. I keep 10 of ACPR. I probably should carry some HE, but to be honest with you, with the amount of penetration that this tank has, it doesn't really need ACPR too often. I really don't use the gold ammo that much with this tank. So how does it perform now? After 8.8, I've had some frustrating battles, and really the only way I can really play this tank right now is to hide almost the whole battle and take pot shots, which is typical of a French tank, but it kind of sucks. You can't really use it the way you used to be able to use it. So where you get a little more aggressive with it, now you have to hide. I will say that on this tank, it does get ammo racked occasionally. What seems to happen more often, though, is that your turret ring right there breaks all the time. I mean, pretty much every other battle or every battle, you're going to break your turret ring. And, of course, that renders the tank useless. Some of the other French tanks get ammo racked all the time, so I would prefer... Gosh, I don't know. I mean, it almost seems like the ammo rack is easier to deal with than a slow turret, but they both suck. It's a very unhappy time when your turret breaks or you get ammo racked. This tank is huge, so it's hard to hide. You are frequently a target of artillery, and they will do all kinds of damage to you. I got hit yesterday by an M41, and he one-shotted me. I was really frustrated because that tank is not supposed to be able to do that, but he ammo racked me, and it blew my whole tank up. So that sucks. And I was on the move, too, when that happened, so that was really frustrating. But it happens. And this tank, the other thing, too, is that when you get hit, you almost always lose something. So you'll take a shot in the front, you'll lose the driver, or you'll lose the radio man. I mean, it's pretty much a... you're going to be using a lot of repair kits and a lot of first aid kits. And it's going to be happening frequently. You're going to get hit and you're going to lose. So be prepared for that. Just know that you get moduled all the time, and you're going to get crew members lost all the time, and that's just how you play this tank. So knowing that ahead of time, let's go ahead and run some battles in this tank. I'm going to pull my crew here from our 1944. And once again, this is the reason why I got this tank, because I can run my heavy crews in it, and I can get my daily doubles in, twice. Put best crew. And it's nice because now these guys get a lot of extra training. Plus, the premium tanks get a bonus on how much experience they get. Plus, you can put it all to the crew since you're not researching anything with it. So there's a lot of bonuses that these guys get running this tank. So let's go ahead and do a battle. Okay, so this tank, actually any semi-soft tank, so perhaps like the IS-2, all of these tanks are becoming just very, almost, I don't want to say useless, but with the new accuracy patch in 8.7, and then now we're in 8.8, it turned these tanks into absolute garbage. Because you can get hit from so far away so easily. It just kind of renders them useless because you don't really have any armor to speak of. So what ends up happening is you get hit and get hurt, and then you shoot and do a little bit of damage, and then you get hit again, and now half your health is gone, and you'll see. It's just not as fun as it used to be. It used to be you know, you had a good chance of them missing you, and then you're going to hit them because your tank had sniper accuracy, and they didn't. Now everybody has sniper accuracy, and when everybody's special, you know, no one is. So, and the 103 knows I'm here. 234 knows I'm here. I'm just trying to stay in a place where I'm safe from all the wolves. Let's see if we can damage this dude. Yeah, good. We had him as a treat, I think is what the guy said. Now you can see the nice thing about this tank. See how fast the rate of fire is? It's actually a pretty fast firing gun. Now, the two tanks that we're up against, the 103, they're pretty soft, actually. I see a lot of guys fail at this tank. I don't know why. Maybe because they're used to the T28 and they think this is going to be... I don't know. It seems like the armor on the M103 is pretty good, but... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to penetrate his turret. But, I see a lot... Uh-oh, I'm spotted now. I see a lot of M103 players just fail. They go out there and they get clobbered. I'm not sure why that is, but it just seems to happen an awful lot that I see that. I don't know anymore that this is the best place. Especially now that I've been spotted and being hit. So we're going to go now that the battle has started and kind of try to make some trouble. Oh, poor little guy. I'm going to stay with this T-32. Oh, shoot. I'm not going to hit him. I need to get out of this area. IS-6 is in the city here. Where did that 704 go? I don't want to... I'm probably going to run across him, but I don't want to. Alright, so the IS-6, he's got it on here. Yeah, well, he got my tracks. I should reload faster than him and go, yep. Okay. Once again, that is the gun is the strength of this tank. You can deal out a decent amount of damage, and you can do it quickly. So in the time it takes one of these guys to reload, and the things are going my way. I don't want to say that too soon, but yeah. And of course, there's a Tier 6 tank destroyer that I'm going to bounce off of after killing the Tier 9 object. What are these people yelling about? We're winning. Now, my tank just started rolling forward, and I'm going to get myself in big trouble here. I don't want one of those bullets through my head. That T-34 is much deadlier than I. But I'm going to get it. Oh, there goes the ammo rack. There, yep. Anytime you get hit, it's an automatic 2. That's what I told you before, remember? It's 2. 1 hit equals 2 damage. This guy's pretty good. Oh, what a bunch of BS. There we go. Well, that was a great game, but as you can see, typical, the artillery is what killed you, and that's, you know, one of the things that I'm telling you, man. If War Thunder is any better when it comes out, pretty much my money is going to be going to them rather than World of Tanks, because this kind of stuff, that just, there's nothing more irritating than, you know, here I am playing, I think I'm being defensive, I'm hiding behind buildings, I'm doing the best I can, and then some dude, you know, off in the field somewhere, it just kills me out of nowhere, you know. And that's, to me, that's just, it's cool for the first, you know, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 battles, but then it just starts to get old. It's just not fun anymore. And that, you know, whatever. There's guys that play arty and love it. I have artillery pieces that I play, and I enjoy them. But to be honest with you, this game would be a lot better without artillery. It really would be. So that's my rant for the day. But you also got to see the first good battle I've had in the FCM 50 in a long time. I mean, I really that's the first one that I've had more than like one kill in way too long. It's embarrassing how long it took to get that. I've had several games where I just have done nothing because as soon as you start, the artillery kills you. I mean, literally within the first minute, you're the first thing that gets hit by artillery. And you'll see a bunch of them go off, so they're all aiming at you. And I don't know why this tank has become the target. Well, I kind of do, because look at the team score. There's 9 kills on our team, and I did 4 of them, so I can see why people go after it. But, you know, it just gets frustrating, and that's what this tank has become. It's become everybody's punching bag. So we'll catch up here in a minute and see how the team did. So, looks like we're going to win. Oh, we got 1 tank left. Yay. Well, at least we got a victory, too, on top of getting a decent battle. Oh, well, maybe not. Oh, boy. So let's see. We got an SU-152 and an ISU-2 versus or IS-2 versus an ISU-152. And I think we're going to lose. That's my call. Just knowing the way things go. No, okay, here we go. IS-2 is able. He must have a dead driver or something going on. Or he's given up. Or he was a bot. I've never seen an ISU turn that slow before, have you? So he's either got a damaged engine or a dead driver or something's going on with his keyboard. Oh, reload already. Ammo racked? What is the 122 doing? Oh, what the heck? He must be out of ammo. Okay. That was weird. I wonder if he was out of... Oh, he was giving the other guy more kills. That's why. That was nice of him. So, here's a non-premium battle. Decent score. I was the second... Well, no, I wasn't. I was the 4th highest experience earner. And the 5th highest damage dealer on the team. Not bad, but I was in 4th when I started, so really I didn't go anywhere except for down. You can see here, it says, oh no, that was the SU-122, 54. But that's the take home, 22,000 after all expenses, including repair. Glad that I won this battle, because it would have been less. So anyway, that's a typical decent game with this tank. It just gets worse. So that's probably as good as it gets. But we'll go ahead and run 3 or 4 more just to get them on record so you can see how it goes. Okay, once again, I like this placement. I don't want to be in this tank. It seems like every artillery piece and their mother's brother guns for you when you drive this tank. So I don't want to draw too much attention to myself. I almost do better when I'm lower down in the list. When you're the top tank in this tank, a lot of times it's not like other tanks like the IS where you realize that a great romp is coming. You're like, oh boy, now I get to just crush the heck out of everybody because this tank has no armor. So when you're the top tank, it's just more like, hey, everybody's going to try to kill me now. Yay. You'll notice that this tank is fast, to put it mildly. I've left all my compadres in the dust while that's neat. At the start of the battle, it's not necessarily a great thing. It's a good way to get into trouble first, because you're the first tank spotted, so... Oh boy. Half of our team just went down the valley. Oh. How much you want to bet? I don't know. I mean, looks like we have a good chance to win as far as our team players are concerned, but they're all going to get bottlenecked. You know it. You know they're not going to go all the way through. Yeah, you guys go first. You got the big tanks. Oh, and now what is this guy? Hey, look at our VK. It's not even... This is all bad. Oh, and of course, I missed. This guy's making it really easy, though. Let the IS-3 hit the... What do we got going on here? So if we can clear these guys out, it might convince the guys that are over there. Oh, we've only got a medium tank over there? I've got to be in his sights. Oh. Seriously? Well, I'm going to try to help this guy with the Tiger. Come on, stop it. This is just not good. I'm pretty sure... Oh, this is going to be a bad situation for our team. I got the T-54 sitting right here, and I think he's going after that. I was going to say, hopefully he doesn't realize I'm here, but obviously everyone and their mother's brother knew I was there, and so now I'm completely moduled. I lost my engine. Is our Tiger 2 dead already? Where did the Tiger 2 go? So he's not engaging him. He's just... Ah! Welcome to this tank. This is this tank. You're going to get hit by everybody on the board. This is what I'm telling you. Not making this stuff up. There's 5 other tanks sitting here. I can't type with this Mac keyboard. I went for the middle plate, which was really stupid on my part. At least we got that Tiger out of here. Okay, now's my chance for this. Yeah. I'll take the hit. He's not going to be able to do anything about that. Did we lose our Tiger too? Yeah, I'm getting hit in the back by the Type 34, T-34. I can't believe I bounced that shot. That was... We got to be missing some of these tanks. Come on, buddy. Really? Type 59 took care of itself. Where did... What the... How many shots is this thing going to bounce? I mean, 212 penetration at like 100 meters, and it bounced twice. And they're not even angled. They were like flat-sided. Sometimes this, that is typical of this gun. Most of the time it penetrates, and then you get these weird bounces where, it's like, and weird penetrations too. Like there's times where it's like, how on earth did I penetrate that? I have no idea. I hit the, front of the E75 turret, and it penetrated. And then all the other times, it's like, of course, watch this. He's going to shoot at me. He's going to ignore the WZ, and he's aiming right at me. Okay, now he's not. Let's see if I can hit his little... Nope. Yep, there we go. The one shot he had, he hits me. And where does he hit me? On the top of the turret. Look at that. And it didn't bounce. It goes right through and kills me. There's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 other tanks sitting here. Who does he shoot? Me. Done 1,500 damage. So once again, I'm going to make about 30,000 credits. Let this guy scoot up here, and he's going to blast me. Yep. Didn't even get a chance to aim. Well. That wasn't too bad. Kind of funny. I actually did as much damage on that battle, almost as much as I did on the last battle. I didn't get nearly as many kills, but I did. I could have done a lot more if my bullets had actually penetrated. And in fact, look here. Look at the score. Here we go. I made more on this battle than I did on the last one. Essentially did the same thing. Did less damage. Maybe had some spotting damage. So, hurrah for the FCM. That's 2 good games in a row. And just so you know, those are good games. For me, anyway. I'm sure there's guys out there that do way better in this tank, but that's a good game for me. I didn't die until the very end, and I did over 1,000 damage, and made some credits. It's not as bad as the Super Pershing for me anyway. But it's not great. Okay, and here we go with another battle where I am in 4th in the list. I'm not upset about that. I'm okay with that. How this goes now, we do have artillery in this board, or this map, so I think they're probably going to kill me. You'll see. Just like every tank games for me, every artillery seems to zero in on this tank too. And you'll see a lot of times when I get in a situation, you'll see, even if they miss, you'll start seeing like 3 or 4 artillery shots go off. When there's multiple artillery, you'll see them, going around the tank, and then one of them will hit. But everybody shoots at this tank, and I'm still flabbergasted. Maybe because they've been spanked by somebody who's real good with this tank. And like you saw in the last 2 videos, the gun is pretty good, and it reloads very quickly, so you can outgun almost any tank that you face that are higher up. So some of these bigger tanks, if they're not autoloaders, you can out DPM them. So if they have maybe 400 or 500 health left, and you shoot them and they miss, and then you get a chance to shoot them again, or sometimes they'll fire and miss, and then you can shoot them twice in the time it takes them to reload 1 round. So this has, I think it's a 6.5 second reload, so it's a pretty quick reload. I'm not feeling too confident about where my team is doing, but if I were to guess, it's pretty close again. We have a lot of decent players on our team, but we shall see. Now, how do you hide a big honking tank? So I'm just going to hang back and see what the battle brings, and don't have a lot of company. I never understood that. I understand the tank destroyer thing. I play tank destroyers. I love them. This, I don't understand. I don't understand this dude sitting there to the very end of the battle. And I get up to somewhere where you can actually be useful for most of the battle. And then, you know, hang back. But, oh gosh, here we go. Already our team's calling each other retarded. And oh, he spelled retarded, retarded. And somebody gave him a +5 for spelling. Oh, good. Three of our tanks are dead now. This is great. This is gonna go well. Never mind. I don't know. I'm not even looking at XVM to tell you what my guess is, because my guess is we're just gonna lose. We always do. That guy's done. Bye. Yes, the Frenchmen killed you from the field. That is what they do. They hide, they snipe, they run. Yeah, and now I've stirred up the hornet's nest. I'm getting fire from that angle. I don't know who. Oh, this is bad. And this guy, he's going to kill me. He's got the auto loader. I need to get out of here. Dang it. Yeah, well, you feel good about yourself. You just can shoot 6 shots in a row. Yeah. What do you do? I can't do much against that. So there's another typical battle for the FCM 50T, and that I'm leaving that. Of course, you know, our team is completely crumbling, both in the city and out here in the field, because how does this happen? How does MM figure that this is a fair game? But somehow it all worked out that it was, so we all just get clobbered. Look at this. I mean, how long has it been? It hasn't even been 5 minutes yet. It's just been over 4 minutes. And already the entire team is dead. And I'm the only, well, no, we got two guys that got a kill. And my kill was, you know, obviously one hit. And what can you do? I mean, you saw what happened. Welcome to the FCM 50T. The fail. I don't want to say that. I'm not going to say it's a fail tank, but it's definitely, like you saw the last 2 battles, you definitely have your good, but you definitely have your bad. And this is a good example of, I ran into the wrong tank. Finding that, what is it, a TE-54E or whatever, that's the wrong tank to run across in this tank, because you are made of paper and he can shoot 4 or 5 shots within 5 seconds. So you pretty much are done for when you run into that tank. So, battle over. We lose. Wow, what a joke. And we can bring up I don't know if I even want to show this. 78 experience. How do you explain that one to your clanmates? Okay, next. Oh, here we go. Here's the last battle, and of course, look who's on top now. Yeah, and this is filled with a bunch of ISU 152s. They are, you know, I guess there's some kind of Russian event going on, and so that's going to make this. I hate those things when I drive this tank. Actually, I pretty much hate those things when I drive any tank, aside from maybe the T-29. Because obviously they're going to blast you in one hit. I don't really want to go to the hill. Hopefully these heavier tanks will go hill. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to see if they'll do it. He's got his big gun. Okay. I can't, I'm not effective as a blocker. This tank is not the blocking tank. This is a sniper. See that? Snipe, snipe. And look how quickly this reloads. I mean, that's pretty... 500 damage. Yeah, he's going to start thinking about moving, but he thought... Oh, bounced. He thought about it a little too late. And I'm going to back out here, obviously. We've got a scout sitting down here now. Oh, we've already lost 2 tanks. Look at that. Oh, what's up with my teams today? Come on, guys. Live. You always have that. You always have those scouts that feel like they have to rush out, and they gotta go to that little section there between H8 and J8 and J9, and so there you go. And then they all died. So we've now lost 3 people in that trough. Next time, just send 1 person. That's all you need. We don't need 10. We just need 1. I don't think I'll penetrate him. Oh, I'm not even gonna hit him. Though my little gauge is saying I will, but... So, now all of our scouts except for the Chaffee are dead, and so we're going to be completely blind for the rest of this game. To me, that's just a losing strategy. You send 1 person, and then everybody else stays back and fires. You don't send all 4 people over. You're not going to have a long battle. Everyone is going to die. Oh, wow. That was daring on their artillery's part. Wish I could get them. Oh, campers unite. What's going on here? Yeah, never know. Oh boy. See, and this is where this... yeah. They're going to get picked off. What are our guys doing? I don't understand. Well, I'm going to try to help out if I can. The hard thing is I want to go out there, but you know, they're all sitting there waiting for you to do that, so I'm not. Of course, our Tiger 2 is the one that's most damaged. That Super Pershing, he probably, as long as he keeps his hull down, he'll be able to dish out damage. And the way these guys are arrayed, I'm not really going to be able to do much. Man, I'm going to get hit from over there. Touche you. Yeah, see, there's the rub. And I'm gonna get hit again. That was stupid. That was a waste. Okay, I gotta get out of here. That's it. That's it for the tank. You just saw I got completely blasted, so I'm done. Oh, yeah. Oh, look, gee, an ISU 152 killed me. Big surprise there. The tank that you can't see that can do 800 damage in 1 hit. It's, you know, just like the artillery, basically. It's a little bit smaller and faster. Has better armor. Yeah. So there goes the last FCM 50T battle. I don't really care how it turns out, but I'll show you the results when it's done. You can make your mind up for yourself. You know, I couldn't really stay where I was, but I couldn't really, you know, back out either, so I kind of got a rock in a hard place, but I figured I could help these guys, and I think I did. You know, I did some damage to the enemy team, but still, this is a typical battle for this tank. You are not going to bounce any shots. You are not going to be able to get into any kind of positions where you're flanking, because unless the team is really bad, you're going to be exposed. So it's a rough tank to play, and you know, I don't want to say I've mastered it, because I definitely haven't. And you saw in the first 2 games I did great, but in the last 2 games I did the best I could. Now this Tiger, he's going to get clobbered. Yep, there we go. Okay, so there's our battle report. 20,000 again. Take home. I did okay. Damage wise, I came in 4th or 5th, 6th. Experience wise, I'm even further down, and I was the top tank, so that's pretty embarrassing. Usually, you should be at the top tank if you're the top tank, and I wasn't. So let's talk about this tank once more. You got to see it play. You got to see how sort of you play it. Once again, I am not the stellar player that some guys are, and I've seen guys take these tanks and turn them into a death-killing machine that destroys everybody on the other team. I just don't have the skills to do that yet. I did okay. I did some damage to the other team, but I did not run into any situations where I felt like I was in control of the situation. I mostly was just trying to stay alive. And when I used to play this tank back before patch 8.7, and like I said, we're in 8.8 now, I felt like I was in control. I had many battles where I just would run over the enemy, no problems. And the difference is this: the gun accuracy. And with 8.7, every tank in the game got a major buff with gun accuracy. And in doing so, it made this tank, I don't want to say useless, but it made it much less of an effective tank, because I could sit halfway across the field and get in a firefight with an ISU 152. He would never be able to hit me. They would miss almost every single shot, and I tore them to shreds. And now I can't even see the dude, and he's hitting me. And he's so far away, he's probably halfway across the board. I've seen that happen before, where I literally 500-plus meters, and they kill me. So it's gotten into the situation where there are so many tanks that have inaccurate guns that are now completely accurate. You cannot outdistance them and snipe them any longer. And that's become true of a lot of the tanks. But however, stuff like the tank destroyers that have no armor and a good gun, they do okay because they're small and they can use the terrain to hide. This tank is big, and so it's not going to hide behind terrain very easily. So really what ends up happening is you just end up taking a ton of hits from artillery, you end up taking a ton of hits from all the tank destroyers on the board, and you also get pounded by any tanks that you run into, even at distance. And so it becomes kind of a null tank. So is it for you? Man, I don't know. I mean, $50 is a lot of money to spend on a tank that you're going to find a lot of frustration with. It used to be amazing. Before patch 8.7, I would say, hands down, this was one of my favorite tanks. I absolutely loved playing this tank. I made a lot of money. As you saw tonight, I did not get over $38,000 in my credit earning. 38 was the top that I earned. I used to earn 40 to 60,000 every single battle. Every battle. I can't even get 40,000 anymore. So this tank, with the buff to all of the gun accuracy, has been nerfed. And so at this point, I don't know. I guess that's up to you if you want to get it. But honestly, if you have other tank lines that you're going down, you're probably going to be better off buying a 112 or a Luva or the T-34 or the IS-6. They're all better tanks than this. Maybe. Though I will say, I do still tear the IS-6 apart when I can, if I play smart. If it's a bad IS-6 player, I'll just take him to town. But the T-34 is definitely better if it's played right. The Luva is better if it's played right. So anyway, and if you want a credit maker, get the JT88, because that's going to be a better credit maker than this ever was. So anyway, hope that helps you make your decision. I'm sad about what happened with this tank, because it really was a lot of fun to play, and now it's a chore. So anyway, have a good night. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you around.